Hello! Welcome to the Hogwarts Baker. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Sorting Hat Cupcakes. These magical treats will tell you which house you belong in. To make our Sorting Hat Cupcakes, we'll first start with the cake recipe. Now you can use any cake recipe you want, but for this video we're going to be using a butter cake recipe. And for that you'll need 2 cups of white flour sifted, 1 1/4 cup white sugar, 1 tablespoon baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. For the wet ingredients you'll need 1 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 eggs at room temperature, and 1/2 cup of butter softened. That's usually just 1 stick. We're just going to start by mixing the dry ingredients together, so just dump it all into a bowl. So there's the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, and the salt. And we're just going to whisk this together quickly to make sure it's all combined. Now we're going to put the butter, milk, and vanilla into the mixer. And then you want to slowly add your dry ingredients to it. And I just take a little 1/2 cup and dump it in slowly. Now I've added about half of the dry mixer, and so I'm gonna lift this up and give it a little stir and scrape the sides. And turn it back on, and it's just on the lowest setting, the stir setting. We're not trying to beat it or anything. And you want to add them one at a time. I have them both in here, but you can just kind of... I have my cupcake tin already set up. This recipe makes about 12 cupcakes, as there are 4 Hogwarts houses. That means you'll end up with 3 cupcakes for each house. So you just start by scooping the batter evenly into each of these. Usually about 1 big tablespoon will do it, and then you can always go back and add more later if you have extra batter. But you don't want to overdo it because you don't want the cupcakes getting too tall and overflowing in the oven. Now we're going to put these in the oven, which we preheated at 350 degrees. For the buttercream frosting, you're going to need 2 sticks of butter, 3 cups of powdered sugar, 2 to 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and of course this is Harry Potter, so we're going to turn this buttercream frosting into butterbeer buttercream, and you'll need about 1/2 cup of butterscotch syrup. To start, we put both sticks of butter into the mixer, and this is softened, so make sure you take it out of the fridge ahead of time. You don't want it hard at all because then you'll get a clumpy frosting. Now we're gonna make the frosting that goes inside the cupcake. These are the stuff that we add food coloring to, which lets you know what house you've been sorted into. So I have 4 bowls set up. Can you guess which house is which? And what you'll do is you'll just grab a little spoonful of frosting. You don't need that much. And now we're gonna fill the cupcakes with frosting, and I'm gonna start with yellow since that's Hufflepuff, and that's what house I'm in. Just take a spoonful and try to get it in the hole and not anywhere else, or else you might be able to see the color through the other frosting, and you want to keep it hidden so it's a surprise. So now we're going to pipe the frosting onto the cupcake, and you don't have to worry about making it look perfect since we're going to be smashing a cookie onto it anyway. To make the sorting hats, you're going to need Oreos, and you can use any Oreos you want, although I like to use the thin ones because I think that makes a nice little brim for the hat. Hershey Kisses, and then a few of them melted, which you'll use to put the Hershey Kiss onto the hat, and I'll have them slide everywhere. And then the last finishing touch is sprinkles. I like using a little bit of gold sprinkles, which we'll put around the edges. To start, you're going to take an Oreo and just smash it down right in the middle. Then you're going to take a Hershey Kiss, put just a little bit of melted chocolate on the bottom, and stick it in the middle. Let's see what house I'm in, should we? Ravenclaw. Here we have the finished project. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as I had making these cupcakes.